West Ham in a change kit. And about to get this cup tie underway. Lucas Paquetá throwing the first dummy of the evening. And away we go. Interesting to see what sort of reaction, if there is any, to the celebrations, which I guess were reasonably curtailed on Sunday. Erik ten Hag said we've come back home to Manchester to work, get ready for this. Ben Johnson with the throw. Antonio waiting in the middle, who of course is still very dangerous in the air. And, get some service here. Headed away by Victor Lindelof. Able to get West Ham off on the front foot. And Manchester United likewise couldn't find Garnacho. And we did talk about his Marcel Sabitzer, who was on loan from Bayern Munich and perhaps hasn't quite cut the mustard there, but he's a very good player, isn't he, the Austrian?
Yeah, it's very difficult to get in that Bayern Munich midfield. Joshua Kimmich and Goretzka, the two central midfield players at Bayern. Two excellent players, and it was a struggle for Sabitzer to get in that side.
Here's Emerson back in the team tonight. Italian European champion, of course. The switch from Chelsea. There's a switch to play out to him. Maguire lets it run. It's interesting that Maguire on the right and Lindelof on the left of the back four. When they played together in the past, it's almost invariably been the other way around.
Also, when Maguire's played for England, he's often played on the left-hand side. And it's been John Stones on the right. As you see so many fullbacks doing, Malacia has just got into that central midfield area.
Just to try and outnumber the opposition, but West Ham stopped it being played in there.
Rico Lewis do it for Man City to good effect last night against Bristol City. And now Dallow's doing it from this side of the field. Number 20, just going into that central area. Something made fashionable by Pep Guardiola.
Imitation is this serious form of fluttery, isn't it? So it is from across the other side of Manchester. We've seen it most recently and most obviously. Kyle Walker very adept at doing that. Maguire. Anthony's given it away. Declan Rice stepping in. And, surging forward powerfully. He's so capable of doing that. Inside Benrahma. Trying to get to the byline. I think just running out of room. Goal kick. The 11th time they've been drawn together in the FA Cup, 6 successes for the Red Devils, 4 to the Hammers, including a semi-final in 1964. West Ham went on to win the trophy for the first time. Days of Bobby Moore, Martin Peters, Jeff Hurst. All of whom, 2 years later, were holding up the World Cup at the old Wembley. Still a proud boast of West Ham fans that England won the World Cup thanks to West Ham. There's a bit of truth in that. Long time ago. Here's Lindelof. Malacia ahead of him. Fornals doing the tracking back, giving a bit of protection to the full-back. So these games have been really tight between these two clubs here. League Cup and the FA Cup. One's been enough to win. Mostly for Manchester United. Here's Antonio. He'll have a run at Harry Maguire. He's quick enough on the turn, and the space for Bruno Fernandes.
Well, that's exactly what West Ham would want. Antonio is quick. He's a direct runner with the ball. He's a direct runner in behind opponents. That was a chance, 1v1 against Harry Maguire. Really make the most of it.
Already through last night, Manchester City, Brighton and Fulham from the Premier League. And the famous old club Blackburn Rovers. They put out the 2021 winners, Leicester City, at Leicester's home ground, King Power Stadium. Lovely work by Weghorst. Garnacho.
Just put too much on it. Good switch of play, Weghorst. He's trying to bend this into a good area along the 6-yard box, which he does, but he gets too much height on it. Bruno Fernandes was making the run.
He mentioned when you were talking about him pre-game, so he doesn't lack confidence. The way had to be sort of reined in a little bit by some of the senior players to get the balance right. Here's McTominay. He's a senior player. And set up for Sabitzer. Very good save by Areola. Sabitzer looking for his first goal in red. Well, this red anyway.
Well, it's good play to start with by McTominay. Look at the touch there. And Weghorst, which was a really good one. Sabitzer with the strike. I have to say, it's a brilliant save. Not just a good save. That bottom hand was really strong. Areola.
He did play his first Premier League game for West Ham here at Old Trafford. It was last season, in the league season, in October. He came on for Fabianski, as he had to do last Saturday. Fabianski's got a broken cheekbone. He'll be out for a while. Stepping in is Lindelof. Anthony on his strong left foot. By his standards, that's a bit of a chance, at least for hitting the target.
Yeah, good play. Lindelof played the ball forward and then made the next run. It meant Souček couldn't get out to be the second player to get a block in. Just got underneath it. Here's the strike. Sabitzer goes between the legs of the centre-back, and that's a really good stop. Again, the player whose legs it went through. One of the centre-halves alongside Ogbonna.
Areola is 30 now. PSG has struggled to get in the France team because of Hugo Lloris, but he's always looked, when called upon, a very capable, athletic goalkeeper. Emerson. Nudged by McTominay on Souček, who felt that. It was a foul.
Souček's had a disappointing season so far for West Ham. He was excellent last year, one of the reasons they did so well. Making runs into the box, playing alongside Declan Rice in that midfield. Just signs that he's getting back to somewhere near his best.
Well, he can be at his most effective in these kind of situations. He's a genuine threat in the air. Scored 6 Premier League goals with headers in his career. Antonio, of course, is also a threat in that respect. Antonio does a good marking job. Connor was up there as well. Paquetá is involved with Brazil in the World Cup. Benrahma, determined play, the sort that West Ham need plenty of here at Old Trafford this evening. In by Johnson, good foot away by Lindelof. West Ham want to take the throw quickly.
Good to see Johnson trying to break forward from right back. It has been the criticism of West Ham fans toward David Moyes. They've been a little bit too defensive on their travels at times, leaving Antonio up front by himself, not enough support to him.
They had to wait for the goal avalanche on Saturday. It was very much in the last quarter of the game that they got 4 to see off Nottingham Forest. Dalot played the first half of the Carabao Cup final. Had a few problems, including with Alain Saint-Maximin.
And unfortunately for him, he got booked in the very first few minutes of the game, was under pressure against a player that loves to run with the ball and's got lots of trickery. And it was a good decision by Erik ten Hag to take him off at half-time. And Bissaka came on and played really well.
Johnson heads on. By Sabitzer. Now Maguire. United third in the Premier League, 8 points behind the leaders Arsenal, 14 games to go. West Ham only a couple of points above the relegation zone. Traditionally, the FA Cup is no great respecter of what kind of form you bring into a tie.
Interesting that McTominay is playing very much as the holding midfield player. You see Malacia coming in to join him, and it means Sabitzer goes that little bit further forward. Support the likes of Fernandes and Weghorst.
Thought in the shape of Souček they might be able to dispossess Malacia. McTominay, very good space for himself. Garnacho, plenty forward for Manchester United. Garnacho goes for goal, carried out to Dalot, and then Weghorst was offside.
Johnson.
Numbers 4 was impressive.
Absolutely. Johnson has to go and meet Garnacho further out. He just allows him to run in field. It's a decent effort. Not the greatest of saves, I would say, by Areola, but you can see Weghorst was offside as it came back in from Fernandes. He had a decent start to the game, Garnacho.
Here's Emerson. Was out of play. After all of last season's uncertainties, the Ralph Rangnick period in charge, and no great sense of identity for a club that's always really had an identity, Manchester United. Erik ten Hag has done, even though he had a slow start and the embarrassing 4-0 defeat at Brentford very early in the campaign. Went right very quickly and towards Souček. Was eased out of the path of the trajectory by Maguire.
Well, it's a risky policy by Harry Maguire. He doesn't make any attempt to jump for the ball. He just tries to push Souček underneath it. Souček did get a touch on it, and he is good in the air. As you say, he's the player, as you mentioned, he's the player that's pushing up with Antonio to try and stop Manchester United having easy possession here.
Maguire, of course, hasn't started that many games since he came back from the World Cup. Souček a target for Areola to try and find as well. Rice joining in. Splitting between Paquetá and Johnson.
You mentioned what a good job he's done so far, ten Hag. You also have to give credit to his backroom staff as well. McLaren, one of his assistants, who had great success at Manchester United under Alex Ferguson.
Good move back from Steve, who, of course, from Old Trafford went on to manage England, had success in Dutch football, so there's a connection with Ten Hag in that respect.
Ten Hag was his assistant.
Yeah. what places to good effect, and Darren has a great tactical appreciation of football in general, but particularly the domestic competitions.
Won a League Cup with Middlesbrough.
Incidentally, Middlesbrough knocked out Manchester United here in this competition last season. There's all sorts of stats about unbeaten home records in the FA Cup for Ten Hag's club, but because some statisticians don't count a penalty shootout as anything other than a draw, I think if you're not in the next round, I think you've lost. And that was the case for Manchester United last season. He wasn't smiling that night, that's for sure.
It took Alex Ferguson, or Sir Alex Ferguson, a couple of seasons before he won his first trophy at Manchester United. It hasn't taken Erik ten Hag quite so long.
Rice. It's the glue that holds this team together, Declan Rice. Ooh, the referee had a second thought about that.
It didn't look as though he was going to allow Weghorst to run away here. That arm, Qatar goes down a little bit too easily. I think he miscontrolled the ball. McTominay was going to pinch it off of him. Got away with that one.
Well, we have got VAR tonight, so it would be interesting had that led to a break, whether it would have been pulled back. But could have gone either way. An on-field decision was in the end a foul. So nothing for VAR to get involved in, but it was a breakaway again, was with Manchester United pushing players forward at pace. Trying to squeeze it into towards the near post.
Decent play by West Ham. All played into midfield. One played round the corner. The next one played into the run of Antonio. As he tried to slide tackle the ball to cross it, just played it on from one leg onto the other.
Reserved much of their best football for their European campaign, as they did last season. Paquetá is new in this campaign. Antonio doing the chasing. West Ham ball.
Playing much higher up the pitch than I expected them to. Now trying to put Manchester United under a bit of pressure in terms of winning the ball back in good areas. Probably dominated that midfield area at the moment.
Good stopping of the cross by Garnacho. Just a reminder, it has to be finished this evening. Replays now with the stage from now on with the congested schedule because of the World Cup. Extra time and penalties available. McTominay. Here's Lindelof. Ran and Martinez, the two centre-backs replaced this evening. Starting 11 at Wembley. Lindelof. Well, pressing when they can, West Ham. They get into a low block pretty quickly. Make it difficult for Manchester United in these sort of circumstances. Hello. Fernandez. McTominay found some space in there. The body's back. Garnacho, another chance to deliver. Delivery does. Paquetá. Cornell's in pursuit. And off across.
Disappointing from Garnacho. Big switch of play. Lots of space in front of him. Didn't deliver quite the right cross. Lindelof has had a good start to the game defensively on that left-hand side of the two centre-backs, which is unusual, as we mentioned earlier.
It's interesting to see how Manchester United go about their goal getting without the golden touch of Marcus Rashford. 17 in his last 19 appearances. So he came back from the World Cup. Maybe that's going to be a goal for somebody else here, though. Fernandes plays it behind Anthony. Rice stepping in with that air of authority he really carries. From Souček. Again. Picked off by Garnacho. Turnover. Manchester United look to make good use of here. They're coursed on to Anthony. To Bruno Fernandes. Garnacho. Can he get the shot away? Johnson says no.
That's what I was talking about before the game. Decision making. The space was down the outside of Johnson that time. He read it easily, Johnson, as he came in on his right foot. Garnacho just needed to sweep it into his left foot and maybe get a cross in or get a shot away.
Ben Johnson has a family connection with Manchester United, the nephew of Paul Parker, who made it right back in the red shirt here. For England in a World Cup semi-final as well, so it's a good stock in his family tree.
I played a lot with Paul Parker when we were young. He was an England youth international. He was at Fulham at the time, then went to QPR, got the move to Manchester United. Very small player, but very talented and very quick.
Here's Dalot. Anthony. Halfway through the first half. Manchester United trying to set the agenda, but West Ham have coped and have had some moments of their own in the pace that they want to counter-attack at. Tomine. Phil Malacia holding the touchline, but ball didn't get to him. It's Benrahma, and now Antonio. Can he get in at goal here? Mikel Antonio for West Ham, and De Gea determined to add to his tally of clean sheets. The great chance for David Moyes to draw first blood here.
Well, the two centre-backs just don't see it at all. You're playing against one centre-forward who loves to run in behind, and they went to sleep. Maguire was ball watching. Lindelof didn't get back in a good position. He doesn't really do enough to score, does he? Antonio, frustration for David Moyes. Good save from De Gea, but that's exactly what West Ham are playing for.
He did get the fourth goal against Nottingham Forest, but he has been a bit short on numbers in that respect. There's a golden opportunity that might come back to bite West Ham, unless they score from the corner, which for a moment I thought they had done when Souček at the near post. That dangerous aerial talent of his.
He gets away from the player marking him. It's Malacia. Malacia gets blocked off, and Souček couldn't quite get it on target, but that's a worry for Manchester United. The two main threats for West Ham will be a ball in between the two centre-halves for the run of Antonio, and Souček coming into the box in the air. Had a couple of goals there.
And on by Emerson. Reclaimed by Maguire. Anthony. To slide it across, but Rice wasn't fooled by any dropping of the shoulder.
There's another example of a player that doesn't really want to go onto his weaker foot. He just plays it onto his right foot. He gets an easy cross into the box. Now Maguire will be a threat here.
And McTominay. They scored from a set piece to open the scoring at Wembley, but the player was involved in that, the taker or the scorer on the pitch. Luke Shaw to Casemiro. Sabitzer has had the best effort so far. Now Anthony. Or Bruno Fernandes to hang it up. Yeah. Possible break for West Ham here with Fornals. He's got it again. It's a great take on the move. Then Rama. Offensive work initially by Anthony, but he then looked at Bruno Fernandes and said, why didn't you stop him? And West Ham are still on the move here. Johnson. Fornals. And Garnacho not failing in his respect of doing the side of the game that he probably doesn't enjoy so much. It's very important to the development in his career. He's got the attributes going forward naturally. He can be a hard worker as well. And he had to his appeal for Manchester United and international football as well. Here's Malacia. Yeah. Of course, his international football from Morocco was part of that wonderful achievement by the African and Arab nation in the World Cup. This time they're having their moments. The guy goes clattering into the back of Antonio. He's going to get a yellow card for it.
A good defending by Emerson, who then played the ball forward with Paquetá. You can see he's on the wrong side as he makes the challenge here. Maguire, he can't get to the ball. Antonio does really well. He lets the ball run across his body. And now he's going to be under pressure for the rest of the game, Harry Maguire.
He turns 30 this coming Sunday. Manchester United will be in action when he'll be in the team. We're made to be seen, but they are away to Liverpool in one of the you might call Grand Slam fixtures of any Premier League season. From Dallo for United, Manchester United that is. Over from Paquetá. Gets it back again and gives some work to do, but not particularly difficult. That has sliced off his boot. It might have been more of a problem for the goalkeeper. He hit it, if it's possible to say, too true.
A lovely little ball played round the corner to him. He took the shot really early. Could surprise David De Gea. The attempt so far, really even.
Bruno Fernandes. Dallo. Not sure what he had in mind then. Retrieved by Garnacho. And Malacia. He was defending on the inside, got out well. Fernandes. McTominay. Nacho. Dallo making a run. That was aimed for him, it wasn't. Across to Anthony. Flying with his left foot again, but had a couple of sighters. All been sweetness and light between the manager and the player. It's Anthony's arrival. He's a mixed bag.
I think he's just lacking a bit of confidence at the moment. He was an outstanding player in Eredivisie. I've seen moments where he looks to be a top-class player.
He scored 6 goals. He started with a spectacular run against Arsenal.
Just looking at his body language at times and looking at his end product, just looks like a player that's waiting for something to happen for him, to give him that bit of confidence, to get the crowd on side as well. Certainly not on his back, but just Hasn't quite been the player they were expecting so far.
Bonnet. It's good reclaiming by Anthony. He got the free kick. Coming up to the half-hour mark. For a place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. All the history that comes with a great run in this tournament. Blackburn's great win yesterday. Last won the FA Cup in 1928. Won it 5 times before, all in the 19th century. Goes back a long way.
A couple of the other clubs have progressed through. Fulham played in the 1975 FA Cup final.
They did. Against
West
the
Ham.
team we're watching here, West Ham. Alan Taylor. 2 goals, which won the day for the Hammers. Still a regular visit to the London Stadium. That's a good stop by De Gea again. Benrahma makes those runs in behind. Sometimes from a different starting position, he's hard to track.
He starts out on the left-hand side, but he was fairly narrow then, and then made, as you said, that diagonal run behind Manchester United's back line. He did everything right. When he was crossing it or shooting, it's the right sort of areas to hit, back across the goalkeeper.
And a goalkeeper perhaps less gifted than De Gea might just have pushed it out for a tap-in. And the West Ham players following in. There goes Benrahma again. That could be a booking for Scott McTominay. He's not going to look round. Now he is, because he's going to see the card. There's 2 Manchester United players who like to go and win the ball. Going to be a bit cautious from now on in.
Only one thing that was going to happen here, a yellow card. He's very late. He knows that Benrahma's gone beyond him. Is that challenge between the 2 players? There's nothing wrong with that. Emerson and Bruno Fernandes both are trying to get the ball.
Keeping Aaron Cresswell, the long-serving West Ham left-back, out of the team. In fact, Ben Johnson played left-back on Saturday in the win over Nottingham Forest. Cresswell came on. It's now on far post. There's Souček delivered. Ball has gone out. He'd rather be on the end of that than supplying it.
There again, he's the furthest midfield player pressing the ball. Now he wants Antonio to go with him to go and press Harry Maguire. Good from West Ham, really good.
And it was Ogbonna that interrupted the attempt to play round the press from Manchester United. Benrahma. Johnson making Garnacho gallop back again. Paquetá. A bit too straight, no one was making it an angled run. It was got much left up my sleeve sort of pass.
I think he was looking for a better run maybe from Antonio. Either in behind or show up to feet. He didn't really do too much for him. Antonio's a player that is much better when there's open space on the pitch rather than in tight areas.
And they are trying to turn the tide of history here, West Ham. They've won one of the last 20 away games in all competitions against Manchester United. It's a League Cup win, Manuel Lanzini scoring quite early in the game 18 months ago. Souček, but others have taken it on. Here's Benrahma, who's having a good spell in the match at the moment. Supported by Emerson. Well, no one was. Antonio, you could see, was still trying to catch up the play, having been involved at the outset of it. His striking instincts might well have taken him in on this sort of cross. Would have been a great chance.
It's really good skill from Benrahma just to lay it into Emerson. And again, he plays it into the right sort of area. Really, it was Fornals that should have been coming in at the far post. And Lindelof got a touch on it.
He certainly did, but it wasn't spotted.
Just watching Fornals' movement, he actually took a step the wrong way, away from the action. Just as the ball was played by Emerson.
I think most players do that, expecting a cutback. It's only the real goal scorers that go flying in to where the goals are scored from. Danny Ings, who's missing tonight, would have been perfect for that. Missing tonight because in the competition for Aston Villa.
Of course, the Manchester United players are now getting round the referee to say why wasn't Souček booked. Well, it was a different sort of foul. It had just been an arm rather than the foul that Harry Maguire made and the one that McTominay made.
Maguire making his comment in passing because he's going up, continuing his journey from the back via the referee to now try and get on the end of decent delivery here. Inside the last 10 minutes of the first half, Bruno Fernandes takes it. Maguire gets there. And the shot was by McTominay. A few oohs from the crowd.
It didn't look as though Maguire had any chance of heading that ball when it first came over to him. He did well just to head it back into a dangerous area. McTominay with his slightly weaker foot. Let's swing at it.
Emerson. Well played by Rice. And here's Antonio on the charge through the middle again. Yeah, oh, he could have possibly picked it up, given it to Fornals. Antonio wants it. One great chance already. Can he set himself for a shot? Here he does. It's a decent shot too. It's skimmed across the Old Trafford surface into the grasp of De Gea.
Well, he was caught in two minds, wasn't he, David De Gea, whether to pick it up, whether to kick it. Fornals didn't take the opportunity to try and get it back over the top of the keeper when he first received it. And in the 1v1, he does very well, Antonio. Buys himself that bit of time on his left foot.
These days an international for Jamaica. He had been in a couple of senior England squads a few years back now.
I think we now can say he's a centre-forward because...
He was a right back for a while, and a wide player.
He came from Nottingham Forest to West Ham. He was a wide right player. Played as a right wing back, a right back, a right winger for West Ham. Over the last maybe 2 or 3 seasons, he's been the out-and-out centre-forward.
He scored 59 Premier League goals for West Ham. Since he's an out-and-out centre-forward.
Emerson just puts his foot across the ball, so Anthony can't get there.
Emerson does come originally from Brazil, so he's for Italy. Anthony's got a very good expression for discontent. He doesn't hide his emotions. Not happy anyway. The chat's still going on. Just wondering whether they can catch him out here. Benrahma. Paquetá. Confident in their passing. Of experience in this West Ham side. So much on the bench. Good cut out by McTominay. Anthony, his blood is flowing after that engagement, at least verbally, with Emerson. Here's Maguire. Alassio. Garnacho. Better of Johnson here. Powers of recovery are good. The complaints from the crowd. No reaction from the referee. Good defending, one-on-one.
Excellent from Johnson. He's quick, he's strong. Garnacho, I'm not sure he's going to beat him for pace. He's going to have to beat him for trickery. Just a change of direction, a change of pace, rather than out now beating him for speed.
Beckhorst, on loan from Burnley, remember. There's Anthony. Now Garnacho. Shy about shooting.
Good first touch, Garnacho. And the ball's played to him. Takes that touch across Johnson, just gets underneath it. It's the third effort he's had. Saw him last year in the Manchester United youth side when they won the FA Youth Cup. He was the outstanding player, as you'd expect. Already been called up to the Argentinian squad at that point.
Yeah, having played for Spain as a youth international. West Ham can hold their heads high the way they've gone about this first 40 minutes or so. This clear-cut chance really falling to Antonio. So Maguire, his angle's right, I reckon it would go out for a goal kick, which it has done. I did say at the start, Stuart, these games have been 1-0 or 0-1, on one occasion 0-1, but been a run of 1-0 home wins for Manchester United over West Ham. We could be heading for something, certainly it's narrow, I'm not going to say which way it will go, but unless something happens to open the game up early in the second half, it might just be one first goal wins, you know.
It'll be a very late night for those travelling West Ham fans, and they have come in their numbers, as they always do. Great support here at Manchester, in Manchester, for West Ham.
And of course, extra allocation compared to Premier League games for the fans for FA Cup ties. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Run easily through for Areola. And on the periphery of things by his standards. Bruno.
Given that little bit of licence to roam, he almost playing in the number 10 position to start with. He'll drift out wide at times, he'll go deeper than the other centre midfield players at times to get on the ball, as he's doing now.
It's just a catch. West Ham maybe with their guard down close to half-time. Of course, would like service in the air.
Just a bit too much on that one from Anthony. Right idea.
West Ham haven't reached the quarter-finals for 7 years. They have to be at their best throughout the whole of this contest to get over this hurdle this time, but they're impressive up to this point. Maguire. Biggest compliment we could pay West Ham is, we know Manchester United have been on this great run. It hasn't looked like that.
What a chance that was to play the ball in. I think he hits the referee with the pass.
Yeah, and that's why the game stopped.
There was a massive space for him to play the ball into Antonio.
Referees aren't allowed to get assists these days, I don't think. Antonio frustrated. Hammers really giving it a go here. There was some suggestion with their other priorities, obviously staying up. The Premier League is top of that, but they're in a good place to have another good European campaign. But this might be low on the the pecking order, but they've come with a strong team. They've given a strong display up to this point. Manchester United haven't looked like the all-conquering United they have been for a few months now. Defeat in recent times, but very late. Eddie Nketiah goal in a fantastic match against the leaders Arsenal. Of course, still time for Manchester United to announce themselves as they have been in the past in this game, but running out of time before half-time.
Just going back to your point, I would say there's probably 4 or 5 Manchester United players out on the field that haven't got great confidence at the moment. Yes, the team, the club have done well, but they haven't always been involved.
Good point.
So they have got a lot to prove when they come into the side, and that's not always easy. And I'm talking about Maguire, Lindelof. Anthony still hasn't really been a fixture in the side.
New boy Sabitzer.
And McTominay has lost his place.
Here's Antonio. Ben Rama. An end to the first half this could be for West Ham United. Last few seconds before the half-time whistle. Paquetá trying to get through. Referee looks at his watch, blows the half-time whistle. West Ham have given a very good account of themselves on the ground where they haven't had much success over the last 20 years or so. And David Moyes hasn't had much success as a visiting manager. But Manchester United have been kept at arm's length. Antonio with a great chance for West Ham. Sabitzer had a good early shot that was well saved by Areola. And David De Gea has probably been slightly the busier of the two goalkeepers, but Manchester United are about to make a change. Scott McTominay, who was one of the 2 players booked, is being protected, I guess, is one way of looking at it. And Casemiro very much heart. We look quite ready to come on yet, but
well, you can understand why managers do this. We saw Ten Hag do it with Dalot at the weekend in the Carabao Cup final, because one way you can lose games is by going down to 10 men, and it's so easy to go down to 10 men. You needs one false challenge from McTominay and he'd be off.
Well, he wasn't brought here to score goals, but he scored 5 already, including the opener at Wembley. And his vast experience, so many major finals, 17 wins out of 20 major finals that he's been in. It tells you that he has got. He's a winner, basically, simple truth. And Manchester United looking for a winner here. Against, what did you make of West Ham's first half, Stuart?
Well, I was surprised the way they played. I thought they might sit deep and try and soak up the pressure and try and get Antonio on the counter-attack. He did it on a couple of occasions, but in the main, I thought they played higher up the field. They chose the right times to go and press the ball, the right times to drop off. They passed it quite well at times. Not really creating too many chances, but they were a threat with that ball played through to Antonio. They will be a threat from balls played into the box with the likes of Souček. He won't be happy, I don't think, with the first half.
He went to Wembley for the first time. He'd not been there as a visiting coach or as a fan. He took a team out onto the pitch. His first visit to Wembley and came away with a nice shiny cup. So he'll want to try and replicate that as soon as possible, and this competition opens an avenue for that.
There is no better occasion, as we know, than the FA Cup final at Wembley.
Yes, with no disrespect to the League Cup, which has its own glamour and glitter. The FA Cup, of course, is the oldest knockout competition in the world. Manchester United had plenty of pages in that history book. West Ham not quite so many. It's the wonderful democratic competition going from as Marcus Rashford, actually, who has won the FA Cup and scored a final goal for the first time in his distinguished career, which is getting even more distinguished with each passing game, and he'll be thinking, oh, they're going to need me, aren't they? Yeah. there was a question mark about his participation in the final. He came off the Barcelona Europa League fixture here on the Thursday before, last Thursday, with a bit of a limp.
As he's done on many occasions this season, he started out on the left wing. And Weghorst was taken off, he went to the centre-forward position. Slight change of formation, I would say, with Casemiro coming on. He's very much the holding midfield player now, with Sabitzer and Fernandez slightly more advanced either side of him.
Still Anthony and Garnacho giving the width, which is part of Erik ten Hag's philosophy. Lindelof. Now Rice, impressive in the first half, as so often is. Fornals. Antonio. Self across in front of Lindelof. Garnacho. Nice acceleration from Sabitzer, and it's a thoughtful pass. One of two potential targets. Rice is there again. Now Paquetá. Well, Antonio had turned his back. He's making the run. Eyes in the back of his head. Garnacho. Fernandez forcing Emerson into a sliding and slightly scruffy challenge that's conceded a corner. And Stratford End trying to suck the ball in to give Manchester United the edge here, and has always been in recent years a very tight fixture. And West Ham have come a visiting. Areola poised. Short corner. Sabitzer. By Fernandez. Out by Souček. Anthony. Didn't connect cleanly. Sometimes you get a deflection to help you. Anthony's position there, but it didn't happen this time.
Not a very convincing effort, was it, in the end, from Anthony? That little bit of time with his left foot. So he had two shots in the first half, which just couldn't quite get right. He is a threat when he comes in on his left foot.
Impressive little burst from the back by Aguirre just now. He hasn't been as available as they hoped when they signed him. In fact, he was injured pre-season. Just got right for the World Cup. Gone out. Souček makes the run. Switch to Benrahma against Dalot. Souček. Knocked away by De Gea. There wasn't that much pace on the header, and he had to sort of swat it to make sure it didn't just drop for another West Ham player coming in.
That's what you expect from Souček. That's where he's so dangerous. It's a good cross into the box. He was at the far post. He's up against Lindelof.
Bruno Fernandes. A little scare for Manchester United, and they're trying to respond to it here with Weghorst.
First touch wasn't quite good enough. The movement was great. Got across again. He can't wrap his foot around it. Here's the chance. There he's up against Lindelof. It's a decent save from David De Gea. He certainly couldn't hold on to it, and he just got it out the danger area. Enough out the danger area.
I was thinking that Weghorst would have liked the cross that Souček had at the other end. It was not the worst on the ground by any means, but in the air he's excellent. Showed in that slightly notorious game, but a thrilling game between the Netherlands and Argentina. Weghorst came on and scored twice. And here is Fornals, quick throw from West Ham, quick thinking from West Ham. Knocked away by Malacia. Casemiro. See was looking right, ran straight into Paquetá. Of course, back on the ball for Manchester United now, Bruno Fernandes. Anthony. Casemiro, clever pass to Sabitzer. Nice interplay with Bruno Fernandes. That's real eye-catching football from Manchester United.
Just wonder whether there was a shove in the back from Bruno Fernandes here. As you said, clever play. There's a little 1-2 lift over the top. Just does give Aguirre a little nudge in the back.
But I think evidence already, Stuart, of upping of the intensity by both sides in the second half. Rice. Forward by Emerson, covered by Diogo Dalot. Ronaldo's this season has been picked ahead of Wan-Bissaka. A lot of that expression from David Moyes during West Ham's campaign. Hugely experienced manager. Over 1,000 games. Well, apologies for our picture breakup. You've missed that. We can see it now. West Ham showing their intensity for the second half. Inside Benrahma, Stuart.
What a great strike it is. Coming in off the left-hand side on his right foot. Emerson does well to reverse the ball back to him. And it's a really good strike. Benrahma's had a good game so far. He's a clever player. Very good technical player. He showed it there.
A check on it from VAR, but the goal is given, and the West Ham fans, as you said earlier, they come in great numbers, and they've had a great view of this goal. And it's time for Marcus Rashford.
Now, it's important that West Ham don't sit back now. They've got to carry on playing the way they have been playing. I wouldn't say they've taken the game to Manchester United. They've been a threat. They've tried to press high at the right times, try to play on the front foot. Been a good performance from the away team so far.
Benrahma got the winner in the third round against his old club Brentford. Remember, they went to Derby County and won 2-0. Here they are, 1-0 up at Old Trafford.
Rashford comes on for Weghorst, or whether he comes on for one of the midfield players like Sabitzer or a wide player. Anthony hasn't really affected the game enough.
Paquetá. Pressure by Socek, trying to steal it well up the pitch. Casemiro made sure he got the free kick and has taken it quickly. Manchester United preparing to make a double switch. Here's Anthony. Back for Sabitzer. Malacia.
Yeah, not a good finish from Malacia. Good build-up play. Martinez, one of the players coming on, Rashford the other. Well, interestingly, who's going to come off here? There'll be a change of system with Martinez making a back three. Will it be one of the centre-halves that makes way? This will be interesting.
Well, it's Lindelof coming off, one of the centre-halves. Lisandro Martinez being an excellent recruit from Ajax, a member of the successful Argentina World Cup winning squad. Anthony gives way to Rashford, so Weghorst stays on. Whether Rashford would go right. Seen Garnacho too much on the right, but it's an option. West Ham in front at Old Trafford. Antonio.
It does look as though Bruno Fernandes might be the furthest right of the midfield players. And it's going to be Rashford and Weghorst up front together, Garnacho out on the left-hand side. A narrow midfield from the right-hand side.
25 goals Marcus Rashford scored this season. Time of his life. Antonio Bonner, this is for Niles. Oh. Whether Harry Maguire went for it, just pulled out at the last minute. Awkward position for a defender to find himself in. That's the number 5, remember.
Bonner did well just to play the ball in behind. Nacho tries to get there. And again, he does everything right for Niles, trying to play it across the goalkeeper into the far post.
In the end, it was nowhere near Maguire. And, West Ham close to doubling their money here. Casemiro.
Another reason I think he brought on Martinez is because he likes to have a right-sided centre-half and a left-sided, or a left-footer and a right-footer. Martinez can sweep those balls out to the far side from his left-sided centre-back position.
A very right-sided Harry Maguire in the right-back position. Garnacho. Good work by Rice. Done by Paquetá. Retrieved by Malacia. And he carried the ball out. Well, he's given Manchester United's way, so he didn't. Casemiro, who did make that previous move happen with a first-time pass of typical quality. Maguire. Bonner is there. Lost by Dello. Garnacho! That's a very good idea. Ariola was grateful to drop on it.
There's not much more he could do there, Garnacho. On the half volley, just gets it back into what looked to be a good area. Just a fraction too close to the keeper. But it's just increased the tempo of Manchester United, going 1-0 down.
Found by Casemiro.
There is the goal again. They thought the ball might be out of play. Everybody stopped. Not good play from Manchester United. Emerson reverses the ball back, and what a finish. Of course, it was checked to see whether the ball did go out of play, and it obviously didn't. He was the player that put it home. Brilliant from him.
Garnacho. That didn't quite come off. Bonner. Now Maguire. Trying to press. And there is a bit more of a risk now with Rashford on. Pace through the middle. This is what I'm talking about. Again, gets there first. Finding himself in the left back position. He has played there. They're short of numbers in the centre, and Malacia Good work by Rice. Here's Antonio. Against Martinez, who's only just on, and he skipped past him. West Ham are in again here. And De Gea wins that duel once more with the senior West Ham striker. That could be another pivotal moment in the match. There were options for him to slide it across the face of the goal. Sabitzer. From Weghorst. Rashford, not this time. That's a goal kick.
Well, when we go back to the replay at the other end, when Antonio got the ball against Martinez, I don't think Martinez is particularly quick. He's aggressive. And in the 1v1, I'm not sure how much he knows about Antonio. He's got pace, he's got power, and this time he does everything right. He tries to bend it into the far corner, and again, what a save from David De Gea. Read it perfectly. Good, strong left hand. He saved his team there.
Martinez with the header. Sabitzer. Back by Fornals. The more risks that Manchester United have to take, the greater the possibility for West Ham on these turnovers. Casemiro. Weghorst. Nicely taken by Garnacho. Trying to ease it back to Sabitzer.
Garnacho had done everything right there. His first touch took him beyond the defender. He has to carry on going or get the crossing.
And Malacia carries on going. Casemiro, it's a great strike and a very good save again by Areola, like that one in the first half from Sabitzer getting down to his right.
Yeah, this might have gone through a couple of bodies there. It's a good save. It was hit with power, skips along the surface. There's a player coming in as well, so he did well to hang on to it. Been a good game, hasn't it?
West Ham playing a huge part in it, testing this very informed Ten Hag Manchester United. Can't say yet to the limit, because there's still plenty of time for the home team to find their mojo, if you like. But they're playing catch-up football, Manchester United, knowing that West Ham are still potent in the other half of the pitch. Fernandez and Rashford going in. Souček. Emerson's only given it to Casemiro. Weghorst. Rashford. That's to Sabitzer, who can shoot from distance. Nacho, stopped by Johnson. Said that a few times tonight. Just didn't quite get the outlet ball right that time, and Manchester United come at West Ham again. Garnacho. Sabitzer. Away by Johnson. Cross comes Maguire. Nicked back by Alejandro Garnacho. Casemiro. Rashford. It was a surprise he's in this run of form, but doesn't work the goalkeeper.
Interesting that he does play Weghorst as a number 10 when Rashford comes on, so Rashford's going to threaten the back of the opposition. Weghorst is almost going to be the playmaker. Ball played into him, get himself turned, play the next ball forward or wide.
Weghorst goes down, no foul. Fornals. Out by Paquetá. Weghorst does get up. else we would have had a diplomatic incident.
I would say that Qatar was quite keen to kick the ball out of play there. They weren't going anywhere with it.
And Weghorst was pretty keen to get up and get on with the game, but anyway, it's passed now, and here's Antonio. Martinez again.
The referee has given a foul on the advice of the assistant referee, and he does give Antonio a nudge in the back. There it is, he pushes him, two hands, there's a foul.
Harry Bezic is the assistant. Message by Fornals, or two Fornals. This has come across to take it. Play it to Paquetá in the corner of the area, but so that's in his mind. Fires it across. Headed by Casemiro. Rice. Emerson.
Got to say, Emerson's ball into the box couldn't have been any better, could it? Made into exactly the right sort of area, well defended by Manchester United. Once again, he's been excellent, isn't he, Declan Rice? Such a good player, both for West Ham and for England.
Fornals. He gives it straight back to Paquetá, and then Antonio gives it away. Just, you know, he's struggling to get out of this particular corner. Antonio getting out now with Casemiro. With space to the right. Where Weghorst was looking. Emerson got back. Now Maguire. After an interesting first half, certainly not dull. But the game has moved to a new level in the second period, even before the goal. Bonner drops for Bruno Fernandes, who's quite capable of lashing them home from there, and very difficult technique on the volley.
Just wonder whether Bonner could have left this. Wasn't sure, didn't get the call from the goalkeeper, and it's a decent strike in terms of power. Just gets underneath it, hit the top half of the ball. Does give you an indication the position he's now playing. He's on the right-hand side of that midfield.
There is Bruno Fernandes from that position. Garnacho. Cleverly. Johnson into difficulties here.
Just that arm that comes out from Johnson. It's a clever turn from Garnacho. He'd be looking somewhere between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box with a little bit of whip on it, so the goalkeeper can't come for it. Of course, will be a target. Casemiro.
Manchester United looking for an equaliser here, and they've got it. Casemiro's leading the celebrations, the scorer of the goal at Wembley. And it was a pretty simple routine that West Ham could have defended much better.
Well, if it's Casemiro, he will be offside. It's a lovely ball played in. And it is Casemiro. I think this will be disallowed. Casemiro made his run a fraction too early. It's a lovely ball played in by Bruno Fernandes. And there's the man that heads it in, Casemiro. And from the first view, he does look offside. We're not quite in line, but for me, that's offside.
He's not convinced, I don't think. Checked. The headquarters by Simon Hooper. Bruno Fernandes not sure. The players really can't be sure about this, whether West Ham felt they were holding a line that was breached by Casemiro. In real time, it's only the technology that separates the goal from the disallowed goal. It's a big moment. I said at the start, he wasn't brought in to score goals, he's brought in to organise the midfield, give the team some structure, and he's done that brilliantly. And there we have confirmation. Goes down well in the West Ham part of the ground. West Ham still have the lead. Casemiro stays on 5 goals. Number 6 has to wait for another time. I mean, you watched a lot of Real Madrid, and you do still, Stuart. Was he that dangerous at set pieces as he has been in English football?
I can't remember him being anywhere near as dangerous.
Me neither. Here's Jared Bowen coming on for Fornals. He's given a good 70 minutes plus.
Not surprised by that change. Fornals has worked hard, but hasn't really affected the game in an attacking sense. Can Jared Bowen just give them that bit of pace? On his day, he's an excellent player. Last season, he was one of West Ham's better players.
He certainly didn't score against Forest, but he was right at the heart of everything in that 4-0 win on Saturday. Casemiro manoeuvring Souček. There's Ogbonna. Poor kick from Areola. Paquetá helps him out. Oh, that's craftily done. On from Rice. Maguire stepping in. He's got a real cup tie feeling now as Manchester United try to repair the damage and prepare what hoped for at the start of the evening was a place in the quarter-finals.
How can we change things? Just having a little look here. Martinez has come on. He's been beaten by Antonio on a couple of occasions. Bruno Fernandes is now playing out on the right-hand side. We haven't seen Dallo get forward that much in the second half. We need a little bit more from Garnacho.
And then there's Rashford.
Yeah, there's the man that is the real threat at the moment.
Mitchell van der Gaag is the assistant you saw with Erik ten Hag. Arrived as a job lot from the Netherlands and contributed hugely to a renaissance for Manchester United. Casemiro. Malacia, that full-back in midfield position we were talking about at the start. Garnacho. Casemiro. Martinez. Now Malacia. Dallo, also full-back in the centre. Garnacho took it on past Bowen. And Aguirre got it away. Just gone a bit passive, West Ham.
Bowen has come on and he's made 2 challenges and he's been beaten quite easily both times by Garnacho. He's going to do a bit better, Bowen.
Fighting some pressure, West Ham now. Bruno Fernandes applying the pressure and it counts. Another ball into the box that they don't defend, and I don't think the offside flag is going to come to their rescue this time. Might have gone in off a West Ham head, but it's 1-1, and I can't believe that this one won't count.
Well, it does look as though it could be an own goal here. Let's have another look. Does Weghorst get a touch on it? No, he doesn't. Aguirre.
Yeah, Aguirre, own goal.
And it's a poor goal as well. They're zonal marking, they're going to attack the ball as it comes in, and he just gets the wrong position. It starts to bend on him. He's still got to go and head it, but unfortunately for him, it comes off the side of his head into the back of the net, and nobody on the post for West Ham. Really poor goal to give away.
And inviting that pressure has led to conceding for West Ham United. They're looking to hit back straight away. Benrahma losing out. Here comes Bruno Fernandes. The ability of the Stretford end to suck the ball into the net. It's been shown to be a useful analogy. Certainly drew mistakes from West Ham defensively, and now instead of trying to save the game, they've got to try and win it. First contact, they say. Make sure you get the first contact defensively, but not when it goes in like that.
The ball had a bit of swing on it. He got himself in the wrong position. He had to go through with the header because he was first to it.
Rashford. Here's Weghorst. Garnacho has gone to his right now. Bruno Fernandes winding up and comfortable on the bounce for Areola. What do you say about the goalkeeper's part in the goal?
It's disappointing because if you do start to come for it and it is in the 6-yard box, you've got much more of a chance to get your fist on it than the defenders have to get their head, or attackers to get their head on it. And he didn't make the most of it, didn't time his jump. Of course, he was not in a position to make a save after that.
Maguire. Weghorst. Dalot. A test of West Ham mentally as well as the discipline of their play. Leading, getting the first goal right at the start of the second half, and then as the clock ticked on, maybe just feeling that they could drop a bit deeper. West Ham have the difficulty of going again. Bowen does get a block in this time. Manchester United always have the weapons. It was whether they were going to be able to hit the target. It's a clever corner from Bruno Fernandes. Coming so soon after the disallowed goal, it was exploiting the difficulties that West Ham are having defending these kind of situations. And by Bruno again. Dealt with by Johnson at the near post. 10 minutes away from extra time. Garnacho. Quite what was planned, nor was that.
Yeah, tried to play it round the corner, played it onto his standing foot. Embarrassing moment for Bruno Fernandes.
Manchester United haven't been beaten in the FA Cup at this stage, the 5th round, since they lost at Anfield in 2006, the year where Liverpool went on to win the Cup.
Possession still the same as the first half.
And goes Garnacho, not moved by the fans, and now they're players protesting.
It's in the box, I think, so the referee or the VAR can have a look at it. Starts outside the box, and I think he's thrown himself to the ground. There's the arm. Does it stay on Garnacho? I don't think the referee is going to change his mind here or have it changed by the VAR. He would like it changed.
Still 1-1. Martinez did well to get it to Garnacho, still full of beans. There's going to be a booking for Paquetá.
Well, his claim was that the ball was out of play. It doesn't make any difference. It's a poor challenge and a foul. He deserved to get the yellow card, Paquetá. Big signing for West Ham this season. Very tight. There's the slide from the Brazilian.
Well, I'm sure Liverpool supporters watching on would love this to go to extra time with Anfield the next stop for Manchester United. I would say that there's quite a lot of players who probably will start on Sunday in the Premier League who haven't played the full distance here. Another header lost in the penalty area. And Areola tries to get the counter-attack going.
Another header by that man there. He is a real threat. Gets the wrong side of the defenders, so checks the wrong side of him. Can't get back at him. Just can't get it away from the goalkeeper. Big chance.
It's time for Fred. Sabitzer. It's coming off. Garnacho. Supported by Malacia, who's had to play second fiddle to Luke Shaw. That drop for Sabitzer. And it is a corner.
And that could be the end of Sabitzer. There it came off again. Frustration for him and the goalkeeper. He's still on the field at the moment, Sabitzer, but we think he's going to come off for Fred.
Well, the corner produced the equaliser. Can it produce a winner here? Taken by Bruno Fernandes. By the direct route anyway. Comes back to Malacia, and now Fernandes can hoist it in again. Casemiro was in there again. It's only half cleared by Rice. Here's Maguire. Sandro Martinez. Maguire. Johnson couldn't deal with it, and Bowen had to deal with it. Corner count rises. Maguire is there. Weghorst is there. Casemiro, of course, is there, but they're going to make the change and get Fred on before the corner can be taken. So Sabitzer's got another 85 minutes in the tank in English football. And Mikel Antonio, replaced by Gianluca Scamacca, who's been out injured, and comes back on. And bring a bit of height defensively to defending the corner. And it's Bruno Fernandes again to deliver the Hollywood ball. Great effort by Martinez. Did score in that last defeat when they lost to Arsenal. Malacia's throw. And, Benrahma wanting to pursue the argument and the culprit he believed.
Never a good idea walking away with the ball when it's not your throw. Quite often gets you a yellow card.
Garnacho. Fred. What a pass that is for Bruno Fernandes. Oh, it was shaping up to be another Rashford moment in the middle.
Great touch, wasn't it, from Fernandes?
Here is Rashford. Garnacho. He's hurried to get it back to Bruno Fernandes. It didn't really look. Get on by Skamaka. Big recruit for West Ham in the summer. Injury hit a little bit his time and hasn't been the most successful spell to join the club in. It's a good weapon to bring on at this stage. Bowen likewise, but he's given it to Casemiro. But out by Johnson. Both sides anxious to try and find that pass that can win a game. Here's Garnacho. Malacia. Groans at the Stretford end. Ten Hag disappointed. We're heading to extra time, Stuart.
Depending how long got added on here, but it does look that way. That was a chance for Malacia to play a good ball into the box. It's been all Manchester United over the last 15-20 minutes. Almost since West Ham went 1-0 up.
That's the psychology of the game. Gamaka. Bowen's done well. Referee didn't see it as a foul. Gamaka's okay. Expecting 4 added minutes. Ogbonna. Fred beaten in the air by fellow Brazilian Paquetá, but it drops Manchester United's way, and in red are surging forward here. In by Bruno Fernandes. Aguirre's only put it to Weghorst. Deflection only arrives at the feet of Garnacho. Oh! Superb strike, and Manchester United have come back from a goal down to lead 2-1 in the last knockings of this 5th round FA Cup tie. There's the potential, there's the fulfilment of the potential, with surely a winning goal for the Red Devils.
What a strike. We're right behind it, and as soon as he struck it, you knew that was going in the back of the net. He looked at the defender's position, he looked at the goalkeeper. He showed great technique as well. Absolutely no chance. Areola, they made a good block when Weghorst had the chance. Here's the first ball played in. Rashford wasn't offside, so that's not a problem. Garnacho wasn't offside either, and when he bends the ball into the corner, it's a magnificent goal, and probably the match-winning goal from a brilliant young player.
Yeah, no reprieve for West Ham. No one in the line of the shot, masking it for Areola. He was just beaten by a superb placement, plenty of power as well, and Manchester United are heading for the FA Cup quarter-finals.
Yeah, one of the problems for the goalkeeper is he didn't see it until it had gone past Johnson, because it wasn't that far away from him when you see it from behind the goal. He didn't get a dive in until it was gone past him. He can be a star, this young man.
Well, it's taken a while for the home team, who have this excellent record against West Ham in this stadium, to get their noses in front, and Garnacho is off and running. And, Rice got the ball, no doubt about that. So we're into added time, and David Moyes must have got that familiar sinking feeling shared by those who've come up from East London, young and old. It's what tends to happen to West Ham here, but they got the bonus of the first goal, and who knows, they might get another one here. Running out of time. There's Casemiro again, putting out fires. Bruno trying to win a free kick, doesn't need to. Might be in again. Rashford. Oh, so close. They might not need his golden touch this time, because it's come from another quarter.
It's a lovely run. He doesn't make the ideal connection, but it's an excellent run in behind West Ham. The ball was played nicely by Weghorst. He's getting a standing ovation. The man that could be the match winner. That's the end of his evening. Had a couple of efforts in the first half that didn't quite happen for him. Just got underneath it, but the goal was absolutely superb. Has to bring it under control and then hit it first time as it went away from him. It's a top-class finish.
Well, the teenager has almost certainly ensured that Manchester United have more fun and games to come in the FA Cup this season. Rafa Varane has taken his place. Now, what a run of form. It's not been straightforward tonight, Stuart, has it? But Manchester United rebuilt, reinvigorated. Trophy in the cabinet from Sunday. Plenty to offer in the Europa League. And still in a shout for the Premier League. We need a collapse, not a collapse, but certainly a falling off the pace in the last third of the season from both Arsenal and Manchester City, who are above them. And I don't think they're quite the team that those two are, maybe week in, week out in the Premier League, but the stats might tell you otherwise. And here they are in the FA Cup, looking to wrap it up, and Bruno Fernandes doesn't need to get that really, because he can sit on the ball here almost. He's the sort who might do that, but never to be encouraged. But run down the clock. West Ham get it forward one more time. The answer's no.
The player for me that's turned it around for Manchester United, not so much that man there who's been excellent and scored the great goal. Casemiro has come on to the pitch, shown all his quality.
And here's Fred. They've got another one. Wrapped up. And West Ham beaten really by the second goal. Now looking at another defeat here, and Manchester United are on the verge of a third consecutive 3-1 win in home games in this FA Cup.
Not good from Aguirre. He miscontrolled it, then he lost out to Weghorst, and Fred running onto it. It might take a slight deflection. The goalkeeper's already decided which way it's going to go, and that's the icing on the cake for Manchester United. And it's a substitute, Fred, who's got the third goal.
He's blown the final whistle yet, but David Moyes has seen dreams and hopes shattered here after being really kindled by Ben Rama. And Aguirre with the own goal, that really turned the tide at a point where they were inviting some pressure. And then Garnacho and Fred have made it. Manchester United into the quarter-finals. The magic brought by Erik ten Hag is continuing. They had their backs to the wall for a period, and West Ham just wonder whether that goal put them on the back foot a bit, Stuart. When a recovery was needed, the Red Devils had it.
You're absolutely right. It inspired Manchester United. They had to play at a quicker tempo after West Ham scored, and West Ham psychologically just dropped that little bit deeper. They didn't pose such a threat going forward, and they were trying to hang on, and eventually the pressure told from Manchester United, and probably deserved their win.
Ten Hag's just nodded at me. How does that make you feel? I love him. I love that man. Oh.